Good morning, everyone. Welcome into my kitchen. This is Debra's Quiet Corner. I'm going to do a fully loaded omelet this morning. I have a lot of little things to do today, so I figured if I come in here and do this omelet, this will hold me throughout the day. And I might have a light carrot soup or something later on this evening. And our discussion while I'm cooking this morning is the topic of the shirt, Choose Happy. We have a choice to choose happy. So I'm going to do this fully loaded omelet. And I have some water boiling in the back, and I'm going to use my wonderful grandma mug that my grandchildren gave me, and I'm going to have my tea in that this morning so I can think about them while I'm in the kitchen as well. So I'm going to wash my hands because I did touch my hair at the intro, and I'm going to do this fully loaded omelet and a pan of cornbread. And you eat that, and trust me, you will be good for the duration of the day. So let's get started. So over here I have a plate of all of the things that's going to go into the fully loaded omelet. I have some broccoli here. I have some black olives. I have some of the shrimp left over from the yellow rice, the yellow grits that I made the other night, the polenta. And I also have some fresh tomatoes here on this plate. And some spinach in the middle. This is all going to go into the fully loaded omelet this morning. What I have in this container is some cornbread mix. It's Jiffy's. They came out with a new one. I have this ready. And what I did, I took the pan and it's heating up in the oven on 400. And I'm going to take that out nice and hot. And then I'm going to put the cornbread mix into that hot sizzling pan. And it just does something different to the texture. So let's get started. You hear the whistle in the back. So let me pour Blue Lady. Blue Lady wants attention. That's Blue Lady back there. She wants some attention, so let me give her some attention. So we're going to turn that over. And I'm going to put my water in here. And this is from my little grandchildren, the wonderful grandma mug. And I'm going to let that seep for a few. Okay, so I have 2 eggs here, which is enough for me. And then I have, like I said, all of these other things that's going to go into the fully loaded omelet. And we're talking about choose happy. We have a choice to choose happy if that's what we want in our lives. We can get into a place where it's not so happy and we can pull away, do a 10-second countdown, and then come back into that happy place so that you don't decline into a place that's not happy. Now, you're not going to be happy all the time. You can choose to be happy all the time, but we know we're not going to be happy 24/7. That's just like something ain't right. So we can choose to be happy, but we're not going to be happy 24/7. So let me take this pan out of the oven first and get the cornbread started. So I'm going to take this hot pan out of the oven. It's heated up. Be very careful. The oils have heated. I'm going to sit that inside of that pan. And I'm going to take the Jiffy. They did a new one. It's called Honey Jiffy Honey Mix. They have honey in it now. And when I mixed it, I did notice a difference. It does have like a honey scent to it. So it is something nice that you might want to try. So go and see if your store has the new Honey Jiff cornbread mix. All right, so we're going to take this cornbread mix. We're going to put it into this hot oil. I'm putting it into the hot oil, the cornbread mix. I put 1 egg, and I think it was 3/4 cups of milk. And I'm going to put this into the oven with the oil and let it cook. Of course, you know it was the olive oil that I put in the bottom. So we can put this over here. So this is the pan. As you can see, it started cooking a little bit already, just a little around the edges. That's why you put the pan into the oven, and it crisps it up really nicely for you. So we're going to stick this back in the oven, let this start cooking. And I have the oven set on 400 so that I can have that little sliver of cornbread with this fully loaded omelet. Okay, so let's get the omelet started. I'm going to switch this over towards the back. Going to get our light under the pan here. Yeah, so we're going to be just talking about how to maintain your happiness. You know, you have to really kind of like work on it, because especially if you come from like an environment that maybe wasn't real positive, or whatever the situation is, we have to work on trying to maintain our happiness. And it's not anyone else's job to keep us happy. So over here, I'm going to start with the eggs. I have 2 eggs here. I'm going to crack them and get them mixed up. Now, if you want a real fluffy, I have a garbage bowl inside the basin. I could just crack the 2 eggs into the bowl. I'm going to rinse my hand because I did get some of the eggs up on my finger. Yeah, we have a choice to be happy. And like I said, you're not going to be happy 24/7, but it's a choice. So I'm going to mix these eggs, these 2 eggs that I have in the bowl. These are going to go into the omelet. I think 2 is enough for me. They stretch pretty good once you get them in there. So I'm mixing those really, really good. I have some lemon water here. I'm going to be sipping on this out of my favorite glass. Good morning to you. Thank God it's Friday. So in the pan, I'm going to put some Smart Balance and let that start to melt down for the omelet. And I'm going to put the ingredients that I'm going to put into the omelet down in the pan first. So let's heat this up a little bit. And these are non-stick pans. So I really don't have to put any oils in there, but you know, we want that little extra taste, so I'm using the Smart Balance, the original, instead of the buttery stuff or the margarines with the high saturated fats, which is fine. Everybody's different. I just been cooking different for like the last 20 years, trying to take better care of myself and my husband with, you know, all he had going on. I started changing up how I cooked and how I fixed stuff. Not so much for me, but it was for his benefit. And you know, even with all of that, things still happen, but you still, you know, try to do your part. So I'll put the Smart Balance in. So now I'm going to start adding this stuff in so it can start heating up. So we're going to put the broccoli in. Putting the broccoli in. I'm putting a little bit of spinach. A little bit of spinach is going in. Let me see if I can bring you in a little closer. Okay, that's a little better. The tomatoes, the black olives. Now, whatever you have, this is kind of like a purge in the refrigerator kind of thing this morning. Whatever you have that you like, that's what you put in your fully loaded omelet. I just chose these things because these are some of the things that I have sitting in the fridge. So I have the broccoli here, I have the tomatoes, I have a little bit of shrimp, I have the black olive, and I have the spinach in the middle. This is what I had in my fridge. So I'm trying to purge it a little bit. So this is going to start to cook. And I got my little utensil here. I'll rinse it off even though it's clean. And I'm going to just let this start to cook a little bit. It's very easy, it's quick. The cornbread is in the oven. That's going to be not too long to cook. So yeah, we have to try to maintain our happiness at, you know, as much as we can. And like I said, life is not going to be one bowl of cherries all the time where everything's just so going down our highway. We're going to get obstacles. Like I ran into so many obstacles yesterday that was unexpected, and it looked like my mood was trying to change. And I was like, I'm not going to let this change my mood. And on the top of my refrigerator, on the top of the microwave, for me to be encouraged and keep my mind in a good place, I wrote, God will take care of me. And I put that up there. It's in my bedroom and it's in the bathroom. So these are positive inputs. So when I look at that, instead of going into a negative place, I'm like, God won't take care of me. And I just keep it moving. So back to the omelet. Let this heat up. But once you pour the egg over it, you're basically almost done the omelet, to be honest with you. So this is just heating up in the pan. So we have the tomatoes, we have the black olives, we have broccoli, and we're going to add 100%, we're going to add our 100% vegan cheese to the omelet. And then you take that and you have the omelet, and then you have a little piece of cornbread. And I'm telling you, this will take you through the morning. You'll be able to get done what you have to get done. I mean, I could have stopped a while, something like that, and got something there, but I just opted to cook this morning. So I know you can hear it sizzling in the back. And I had everything kind of separated when I put it in there, but everything has come together. Oh, don't forget the few pieces of shrimp I put in there. So since the shrimp has like its own salt, I probably am not going to put any kind of seasoning on this omelet today. I'm just going to wing it with the eggs and what's in the pan. So before I put the egg mixture into the pan, I'm going to add a little bit of the, what do you know? Olive oil, just a couple drops. I don't want it greasy, I don't want it oily. So, a couple drops of this in here. My bestest friend in the kitchen. I mean, I have a real bestest friend. Her name is Tina Jones. And we've been best friends for a while. And, you know, our friendship is growing. We go through little different, you know, we all go through different phases in friendships. And it's not all 100%. Sometimes you have to work on it and keep coming back to the table. And if you're really going to be friends, you work through all of that. So we choose to be happy even in our friendships, because friendships are very important. And you might only have one real friend in your lifetime. So let me go back to this omelet, and let's see what we're doing here. So it's sizzling over here. Everything is coming together. I'm going to turn the light down. I don't want this stuff in here to burn. I'm just basically heating all of this up because it doesn't take long for the egg to cook. So if I had to just dump all of that in there, the tomatoes and the broccoli and the spinach and all that stuff wouldn't have been heated as the egg itself. So in a few minutes, I'm going to gather this more into the middle of the pan. I'm gathering all of the filling into the middle of the pan, into a little circle like that, and then I'm going to pour the egg in the center of there. So let's get that in there. So we're going to dump this over the top, and we're just going to let it do what it do. Now it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to spread this out a little bit so it can come with the consistency of the egg. And like I said, I only have 2 eggs in here, so this is really a lot of filling. But I wanted something wholesome and filling this morning. So I have a few gaps in the pan. So I have some egg beater in here. I think I have some more, yeah. I have some egg whites in here, so I'm going to add a little bit of the egg white just to take up the space of the little holes that it made, because I stretched it once it got into the pan. So I'm just going to add a very little there and a very little there. And that's going to fill up those holes that the pan made. So that cannot, you know, it can kind of like come together. So yeah, let's choose to be happy. It's Friday, it's the weekend. I know we all went through whatever we had to go through this week, you know, stuff, surprises and stuff maybe we didn't expect. And then we had to make up in our mind whether we were going to continue to be at a peaceful place and choose happiness, or we was going to just choose to let the circumstances pull us away from that and take us to a place that's not too, you know, not too good. So let's just try to concentrate on that. So you write yourself little notes, like I wrote this one, God will take care of me. Like I said, I posted it in my bedroom, I posted it on the mirror in my bathroom, and I posted it on the microwave. So when those thoughts of what I went through yesterday start trying to flood in, I look at that and I'm like, girl, you ain't got nothing to worry about. God got you, and you choose happy. So I'm going to choose happy, okay? And I hope you do the same. Now the omelet is settling a little bit, so I'm going to add the cheese. I'm going to put that on top. Let me wash my hands because I think I touched my hair again. Trying to keep it out of the way. I was going to pin it up, but I said, nah, not right now. So, okay, I washed my hands off again. So now I'm going to put the cheese in here for this omelet, this fully loaded omelet. And once this is done and my cornbread comes out, I'm going to be off of here. And I'm hoping everybody have a wonderful day, and that they choose happy, and don't let people come in and steal your joy and steal your peace with a whole bunch of nonsense. And people don't intentionally mean to do that, but you just have to be so cautious that you don't. And I'm trying to keep this shirt showing. Maybe I should have pulled the hair back, but it's too late now. I'm in here and I'm going to get this done. Okay, so I'm sealing this back up. This is going back in the fridge. And I'm going to be flipping this over in a little bit. See how it's settling? Everything is in there. Look at that. So we have shrimp, we have broccoli, we have black olives, we have spinach, and we have tomato. That's what you call a fully loaded omelet. So go through your refrigerator. You might have some sausages in there. You might have some bacon you want to crunch up in there. You might have a different type of vegetable that you want to put in there. And just go through there and use all of those things and make yourself a fully loaded omelet. And that way you can use up what's in the refrigerator and nothing goes to waste. I'm checking on the cornbread and it's looking gorgeous. So let me try to flip this now. And it may not be perfect, but it's going to be good. And I'm going to eat it whatever way it come out. You got that? Because I choose happy. All right, let's go. So you kind of take the edges and you bring them up. And then you take your spatula and you try to turn it. Go under here. Oh, my refrigerator's beeping. I think it was better with the other piece. So let's try it again with this one and see how much I can flip. Flip. It's got broken. It broke a little bit. I'm going to cut it in half because it is a big omelet. And we're going to let it cook like in 2 triangles. And we want this cheese to melt because the vegan cheese melts different. And see, it's coming along. Now I might flip that or I might just leave it like that. I'm going to let it finish cooking on this side. And it doesn't take long for an omelet to cook. So we're almost done this breakfast that I'm having this morning while I'm choosing happy. And I hope that you choose happy. And I hope that you choose that because it's a choice. And it's nobody's job. I think I said that earlier in the video to come and keep buttering you up and keeping you happy. You have to find a happy place and you have to try to stay there. And when those thoughts flood in that's not happy, you can resist those thoughts and you can move them out of the way. So I'm going to turn this and I'm going to let the other side cook because I ain't eating no raw egg. And really, to be honest with you, this omelet, little piece overboard, this omelet is big enough for 2 people, okay? So that's good. I made a big enough one for 2 people. So if I don't eat it all now, I can eat the other half later. So this is where it's at. It's almost done. I'm going to let that side cook a little bit. I'm going to plate it. My cornbread is just about done. And I'm going to ask you just to choose to be happy. Choose it over sadness. Choose it over disappointment. And when things catch you off guard and hit you real quick, that's when you have to really keep your happy mode on because it just tried to take you to a whole different place. You'd be like, dang, that was a sucker punch. I wasn't expecting that to come up. But life happens. Things come up, and we can choose to be happy. Let's check our cornbread real quick. I'm going to turn that off. That's done. Because everything that I put in there, and this is just about done. This is just about there. I'm going to stick one of my skewers in there and make sure it's done all the way through. Plate up half of this omelet while we choose happy. There it is. It's fully loaded. It has shrimp, broccoli, black olives, spinach, and tomatoes in this one omelet. Isn't that gorgeous? And it's going to be good. Trust me. And I'm going to choose to be happy while I'm eating. So I'm going to take a skewer, which I have to ask you guys if you want to keep these in your kitchen because they come in so handy for everything. And you can get them at like a dollar store for like $1. And they just serve for so many purposes. Let's see. Yeah, it's coming out dry. Give it a few more minutes. But to see when the skewer comes out dry, there's no moist left in there, so it's really done already. And then when it comes out, I'm going to put a little Smart Balance on the top. So that's my omelet. That's my omelet over there that I'm going to have for breakfast. I have my lemon water. I have my tea. I'm going to add a little honey to that. I'm going to sip on that in my wonderful grandmother cup that my grandchildren bought me. I like a lot of honey, I know, right? And I already had coffee, so, and I rode my bike, I did my bike, I took my vitamins. So I'm pretty happy because I choose to be happy. choose to be happy. So we're going to close that. And we're going to take this out. And I'm going to just put, just to add a little something to it, I'm going to add just a very little bit of honey over the top. Very little, very generous, very, not a lot. See, just a little. Isn't that happy? That looks like happy right there. And then you take your little smart balance. And I'm going to just give it a little bit on the top. And rub it in. Then I don't have to put it into the pieces as I, cut into it. Just take the back of a spoon. Rub that on top like that. And let me tell you something. Your breakfast is ready, Freddy. I hope everybody chooses happy. You have to make a choice. It's your choice. You can be sitting around and you having your head down. It ain't going to change nothing. You got to trust God that He's going to take care of you in your situations and keep it happy as much as you can. Here's the finished cornbread. I'm going to slice me a slice of that. Here's the finished omelet, the fully loaded. Here's my lemon water. And here's my tea in my wonderful grandmother's mug. And everybody have a blessed day and choose to be happy. And if somebody want to come and rain on your parade, you tell them don't come raining on your parade if they ain't going to bring an umbrella. All right, God bless. Peace out. Love you guys with the love of Christ. Thank you for coming through, visiting the videos. You have a blessed Friday. And hopefully I'll see you back here tomorrow. Peace out.